Hi everybody, this is our final lesson in our slavery topic. So we've hopefully built up a good understanding of what the term slavery means. But in this lesson we're going to focus on someone called William Wilberforce. We want to find out who he was and his impact on slavery. So, abolition. So abolitionists ended slavery. How they did it, it was inspiring. It started in around about 1780. But thinking about the fact that these people made money out of the trade, the merchants didn't want this to be abolished. They wanted to carry on with the slave labour trade. However, the abolitionists used many of the features of a modern campaign, and they delivered speeches and petitions, they published pamphlets, and organised boycotts of slave-made goods. Okay, they wanted to raise awareness of the cruel lives that these slaves had to endure. So the time on the slave boats, the fact that they were chained together, the fact that they didn't have more than 2 meals a day. So finally, in 1807, the slave trade was made illegal. But it wasn't until 1833 that slavery became illegal throughout the British Empire. So I want you to pause this video now, and I want you to go onto Seesaw and use the links there for lesson 4 and watch the clips. Take notes as you're watching them because you will be writing a speech at the end of this lesson. Okay, so William Wilberforce was a key figure in the abolition of slavery. He was a member of Parliament and he was an evangelical Christian, and it was against Christian morality the trade of slavery. He continued campaigning until his death in 1833, and it was a month after where he died that slavery was finally abolished throughout the British Empire. Okay, so this is the man himself. Okay, so he was a member of Parliament and he wrote speeches and created pamphlets and did a lot of campaigning to abolish slavery. So we've been reading about Ecuador, and he's a famous campaigner who was a slave who managed to escape and return to Britain. So what I'd like you to do now is pause this and read extract 3 that talks about the abolition of slavery. Okay, so you're now going to write a short speech imagining that you are at the House of Commons asking MPs to abolish slavery, to get rid of it. We don't want it anymore, it's inhumane. What I want you to do is think back to your battle cry. Everybody thoroughly enjoyed writing them, but specifically think about the chieftain's speech. This is not the kind of speech that William Wallace will have made or that you will have seen in Gladiators. This is quieter. This is more about motivating people to follow you, but done in a quiet way with facts. All right. So a time in history continued. So key information: in 1833, slavery was abolished in the British Empire. Over 20 years later, in 1865, slavery was abolished in America. Over 90 years later, by 1960, Black Americans still did not have equality with white Americans, and Martin Luther King, you will have heard his name, campaigned to change this. In 2009, Barack Obama was elected the first Black African American president of America. So, go on to Seesaw, think about abolition of slavery, write a lovely speech, post it so that we can have a good read of it all. And then when you come back to school, we have got a Kahoot for you to play. Okay. Any questions, pop them onto Seesaw and we'll answer them as soon as we can.